So we had a request for some hip work and some leg and core work. So we'll be sure to incorporate those things in today. We're starting over opening up the chest. So as you lay down, you'll take the roller from your tail to your hips. Anchor your feet down, comfortable distance in front of your knees. And then stretch your arms forward so that you ease the shoulders away from your ears. Rotating the arms up, the palms to the ceiling, and then bring the arms out, perpendicular to your body. And just begin by rocking a little from one side to the other. Maybe go far enough to feel that work into the left muscle, about 2 inches or so away from the center of your spine. Do a little massage across the scapula here. You think about this 2 ways, as if your body was a plank and just roll across side to side. Or you can think of rotating and dropping one side of the hip and shoulder down and on the curve. Just do whatever sort of works for you right now. You want to turn the head away from the movement of your hips. Get a little rotation here in your neck. And then we can come back to center. And actually, let's do a little with the neck here. So arms forward, along, parallel to the roller. And then turn your head to one side. I'm going to the left so I can see the class. And then think of letting the head fall down the curve. And you'll press the right shoulder blade down on the opposite side of the roller. So that you feel a little bit of a stretch line into your neck. And then we'll slide the head up. And then turn your gaze to the ceiling. And then rotate the neck by turning the head to the other side. So I'm going to the right. And then you skate your head down the curve of the roller. Let it hang here. You feel that pull into the collarbone, into the shoulder. And the opposite shoulder blade is heavy here. If you get slide off the roller, you just feel a good stretch in your neck. And then lift your head. And at the top of the movement, look up at the ceiling. One more of these. So rotate the head here. Slide the top of the head down. The opposite shoulder blade hugs the roller. It's heavy. So you're really letting your head pull the neck into a stretch away from your shoulder, away from the upper torso. And then slide the head up. Look at the sky and then to the other side. The head falls down. So let's stretch here to the front of the neck and to the side of the shoulder. And then reverse. And then look at the ceiling here. Now, next we'll take the arms out again, and we hug the arms up, bring the air in, gather it in towards your body, and then release it. The arms descend slowly to the ground. And we lift the arms up with a curve through the fingers, through the palms, as if you're cupping a ball in each hand. And then bring it down slowly, and then flatten the back of the hand into the floor. You cup the palm, you embrace the air above. Exhale, let the belly sink deep, the navel pulls in towards the spine, in towards the center of the roller. And then we lift again, coming up. Full expansion of the back of your body. And then we're going to narrow the back of the body as the chest widens, the arms are lowered. Next, lift the arms up and then point the fingers to the ceiling. Exhale and let the shoulder blades melt beneath you. The collarbone widens across the front. Inhale, the hands slide up, try to poke the ceiling with your fingertips. And exhale, shoulder blades sink, bring the arms with them. If you feel unsteady, either bring the knees together, the feet wider, or maybe take the ball between your thighs while you do this. Just following the breath. Inhale to lift the arms, to shrug the shoulders up away from the ground, and then exhale to sink them slowly towards the floor. Looking lower underneath you between the scapula, and then rise again. And exhale to release. We'll do one more like that. Lifting up. And exhale and sinking down. Now turn the palms forward and exhale, glide the arms down. Stretch them forward towards the end of your mat. Let's inhale, lift the right arm up and all the way back by your ear. And exhale, we switch the arms. The right one goes forward, the left one goes back. As you breathe here, just move. It's an inhale for one side to go back and an exhale for the other side to go back as the first side reaches forward. Reciprocal movement here. Trying to hold the ribcage steady. The same amount of arch in your back that you had when we started. Picturing your fingers going up, a rainbow on each side of them, down the same rainbow. One on each side of your body. Just draw these beautiful arcs in the air with your fingertips. Work to feel that stretch into your armpit, the lat at the back, the pec at the front. You may feel that stretch in your waistline, front, back, and side. And we'll end with this one and bring both arms up to the ceiling. And then bring both arms back in parallel in unison, and then exhale, bring them forward all the way down along your side. So double arm, lower lift. The arms now working together in parallel. As you stretch the chest open, the arms go behind you. Exhale, pull the belly deep, and the arms slide forward. Do that again. Reaching up and behind. And then exhale, forward and down. Try not to take the arms to a level where the ribs pop. You'll still feel them grounded here on the roller. And one more of these. The blades will slide towards your waist as the arms go behind you. The arms can widen a little bit. If you know your chest is tight, that'll feel better. And here, bring your hands to your shoulders for the little circles with the elbows. Bring in and then up. Exhale out wide, around and down. Scooping them in, lifting them up, back, and around. One breath per circle. Take a deep breath in and a longer, slower breath out to complete the circle and pull the belly in towards the spine. Engaging that deepest abdominal muscle, your transversus. So push the air out of your lungs. Really pulling that down at the end of the breath pushes the diaphragm up a little bit higher, helps empty more air out of your lungs. Complete the circle, reverse, going down, wide, around, up, and then forward and down. Feel the heels, the balls of your feet, and all the toes sink into the ground. Equal weight in the right and left foot. You feel the shoulder blades move here underneath your ribs. Get a nice massage here with the roller underneath them. And then we'll stretch the arms forward and move to the full arm circles. The arms lengthen first, then we lift them up and back by your ears. Hallelujah moment, and then circle the arms wide around and forward and rotate the arms, the palms are down. We lift the arms again. Stretch here from your fingertips to your hips, and then all the way forward, around and down, palms down, lift again. You'll stretch your arms out into space. Take up as much of the air around you as you can with the palm of your hands. And one more like so reach it back and circle forward and around. Now we reverse, the palms are up, and then we sweep the arms around and back, lift them a little as they go behind the height of your shoulders. Exhale, push the arms forward and down. Good, nice deep breath. So reach back, and then exhale, start the breath and find movement. The breath ends when the arms touch the mat, and you start again when you inhale the circle, and the exhale to push the air forward and push it down so your fingers rest. One more. So going back, and then exhale, reaching forward. Let the air move around your arms. And now we'll take the hands, diamond arms, thumbs together, index fingers together, elbows wide to swing the arms back, framing your face. And exhale, swing the arms forward, floating the hands over the belly. So you reach back on the inhale and forward on the exhale. A light connection hand to hand, firming up the inner line of your arms. Just really working here to move the collarbone, to move the shoulder blades, so that the neck gets tugged, pulled, and released. You also feel that increasing load as the arms go back, the abdominal wall stiffens a little bit. And then we exhale, breathe out. You can Roll the navel down using more of those abs. And here we rest the arms. We're gonna slide off to the side and focus on the hips next. We're gonna go to cross under our sacrum. Once you roll your head down, you bridge up and then slide the roller across right under, let's say from here, sort of the widest part of your head. Pull the right knee in, holding the roller steady. Pull the left leg in, legs zip together as one, and now we let the knees fall over to the right, turn your head to the left. We lift your left hip up as high as it'll go, that is stretched diagonally through your belly and maybe also across your hip and upper thigh. Exhale, you press into the roller, you pull the legs up to the ceiling, and take it over to the left now with the knees, to the right with the knees. We'll exhale and move back to center here. And then inhale from the vertical position of the knees to a more horizontal position, look away. You can think of swinging the knees, or you could also choose to get more core by thinking of picking up the pelvic halves to move the leg in the opposite direction. So left hip bone lifts to pull the legs up to the ceiling, and maybe even still lifting that left hip bone up to bring the knees over and down to the right. When the knees are vertical, the gaze is straight to the sky. And you roll to the side of your head as you roll to the opposite side. Okay. Come back to center. We're going to go to the right with the knees and stay there. And then draw small circles with your knees here. Massaging out your glute. You can change the angle to see if you can find a spot that really needs a little bit of a release. And then let's reverse the circles. And then we pull back to center on the exhale, inhale over to the left. Look away. And then we circle the knees here. If you find the spot that needs help, maybe go slower. Maybe stay off the epicenter of that point of tension and go around it, and then narrow in on it gradually. Reverse your circles now. And then we'll pull the knees back to the center. Maybe lower the feet, lift your hips, and rotate the roller underneath you. Adjust the position if needed. And then we'll pull the left knee in. Exhale, pull the right knee in, and take both legs up to the sky. Here for scissors. So the right leg goes back towards your shoulder, the left leg reaches forward, out and down. We scissor switch as we inhale and exhale again. Legs move at the same time in opposite directions. Your range is going to be dependent on your flexibility and also a little bit about where you think about placing the legs, right? So if your focus is more to get the hamstring stretch, maybe the other leg doesn't go as far forward. If you want to think more about the hip opening stretch, maybe the top leg doesn't go as far back. You can figure out what works for you. And ideally, I think we'd like to get a stretch in both the front and back of the legs here. And watch your tracking so that the feet stay about 4 or 5 inches apart, the same distance as the hip joints. We'll bring both legs up to the top, externally rotate them from the thigh bones, the femurs, and then let's pull the legs apart slowly. Getting a stretch here through the inner thighs. Think of closing the pelvic floor, the upper inner thighs to close the heels together. And then we gradually pull that open. The outer upper thighs pull the legs apart. The upper inner thighs pull the legs together. A couple more of these. Stretch the space open between your feet. And then squeeze the air out from between your legs. One more time. Open sideways. Exhale to close. And now go back to scissors, right leg to chest, left leg forward, and rotate. We're going to circle legs out wide around, reverse their position into scissors, and then reverse. But you're holding a large ball here between your ankles and spin it above you on the ceiling. Keep reaching up through the feet. Do this good work here through the hip joints. It's also going to stretch the muscles around your hip here and work them as well. Complete with one more breath. And then the legs both lift to the ceiling, they're together, and bicycle. So we can take the right leg forward, pull the left knee into your chest, reach as far out as you can into space, and then slide the foot down. Try to skim the toes softly across the mat towards you. And the other leg is extending up and back as its friend, its companion goes forward. Reach a little further with every repetition and pull the knee in a little tighter to your chest as you continue. When you're ready, you're going to reverse. Back pedal now. The toes slide down to the floor and then you scoop the air up with a soft pointed foot, blowing the air up and back over your shoulder as the other leg reaches forward to gather more air up with the top of the foot. And we'll end here with the legs in the air. And then bend your knees. Exhale, lower the feet down. Lift up, adjust your roller if you need to. And here we're just stretching the right leg forward and the right arm back, opening up that deep psoas, your main hip flexor, and also stretching your lat. You're going to take a deep breath in, reaching out through your fingers to the center of the sole of the foot. And exhale and just breathe out and let the weight of your body sink towards the floor. If it's too much, of course, you can bend the extended leg or you can pull the left leg back in towards your chest. One more breath here. For the lungs to capacity, go ahead, exhale and release the air slowly. We'll bring the arm forward, we'll slide the leg back, and then extend the left leg out. Shoot straight over the hip, and then the left arm goes back, if you wish. Pressing the back of the hand on the ground. If that doesn't feel comfortable for your shoulder, you can always use a towel or a yoga block or a ball or something to prop up the arm for support. Find the breath and give yourself a little bit of time to open the tissue here across the hip press, across the top of the thigh. We're moving to both legs forward if that works for you. If it doesn't, just do a different stretch here. Go back to something you did previously, or extend the legs and have them bent just enough so you feel that stretch where you need it. Legs end up here pretty naturally going into a bit of an external rotation. All right, we'll bend the knees, bring the feet back, bring the arms forward. And then lift your hips, we're taking the roller out from underneath and tucking them off to the side. All right, we'll come up to sitting to do footwork here on the mat. Yesterday's class we did on the roller. That is an option if you want a little bit more work in the core. But I'm going to demo it here on the mat. So we start sitting up, arms can go forward or hold onto the back of your thighs as you roll back. Articulate the spine back 1 inch at a time. As you get down to the ribcage, you'll stay there. Bring the legs in, support your head with your hands, pull the head up, and then pull the elbows down in towards your navel. We're in a frog position with the knees the width of your armpits, the toes apart, narrow feet for the feet. And then we inhale to push the legs up and forward, and exhale to frog them in. You can pull the legs in tight. Inhale to reach out, and exhale to pull back. Now you may want to take the legs higher If you don't have the abdominal strength to support the lower legs, you can start at any height you want and then change as you go here. Right? Just be sure we're trying to get the heel connection to stay as you straighten legs all the way out. But that's not always possible depending on how your alignment is to the bones in your legs, particularly the knees. So if your heels come apart, because that's what happens when the legs are straight and the thighs are together, that's where you are. And reach again, and come back in. Now parallel legs, soft point with your feet, re-engage to a better upright curl, to sort of wiggle your scapula behind you here. You can always lay your head down or take the ball behind your head, but now with the soft point, a lifted arch, we're going to slide the feet up and away, and then fold the knees back in over your chest, and stretch, and then return. Legs pressing together, so I'm going to give you a little bit more inner thigh work. Just be sure you should really feel your abs. I don't want to say complain, but they're definitely aware that this is happening, right? And your back is still going to try to press into the mat surface, even at the waist. Don't let your back arch too much with the weight of the legs. If that's happening, take the legs higher, or don't take them out as long. Just holding the upright curl is a lot of work, as you're noticing now. We're going to pull in and rest down for a second. Okay, just open the feet apart the width of your mat. We're halfway through the exercise, but we'll take a little break here. Arms go out in the T, and let the knees fall to one side. Turn your head away. And then exhale to the other side, look away from your knees. Just to give our abs a little stretch and a little release in the lower back as well. If you misjudge the height of your legs, they should feel much better. It's also great for the neck after being in the upper curl to have a chance to rotate. We come back to center, legs together. Exhale to pick them up and pull them into your chest, hands to the back of your thighs. Look down your nose, chin to chest, pull yourself up into the upper curl. You can push the legs away to come into a deeper curve. And then one hand at a time, support to the back of your skull. And we pull the head up and forward, we pull the elbows down and forward, and extend the legs up towards the ceiling, edges of the feet together, legs pressed in. Inhale to point the toes, exhale to flex. So we're going to work here. And then we're keeping the feet flexed, pull the knees in to your chest, and then push the legs out, keeping the dorsiflexion to the foot. So we push away on the inhale, we exhale to pull the legs back in. Lengthen out at your working level, the level at which you can keep the position of your spine. It's steady here on your mat. And also in a place where you feel the abs working, but you're not overworking into your spine. Reach, exhale, and return. Push it away, and exhale, pull back. You may not believe it, but I had a request for this exercise today. Think the toes are pulling back and in towards your shins. One last one. And now the legs extend up, straightening the knees. If your hamstrings are tight, you may have the knees bent a little bit, but try to reach the feet directly over the pelvic floor. Pull your head up a little higher. Rest as you need to. Now inhale, we point the feet. Exhale to flex. Reaching up to the balls of the feet, then curling the toes over softly. Pull the toes back, and then flex at the ankle, lifting the heels. So really articulate through your feet. Try to do that without looking at them. You can keep pulling the elbows forward and down. Keep pulling the chest forward and down. Pressing the waistline into the ground. Soft point, pull the legs in, lay yourself down, and hug the knees in tight to your body. Just rock a little side to side. I think we can skip hundreds right now, yes? So we'll go into roll up. So you can roll forward and up. If you're using a TheraBand, grab it. If you're using ankle weights, grab those, attach them to your ankles, and we'll start sitting up, either holding the band or bringing the arms forward. Look down, pull the tail up, imprint your low back into the ground, 1 inch after another. So we go past the sits bones, over the sacrum, keep lifting the tail as you go into the waistline, shoulder blades touch, you lift the shoulders, the neck, the head, reach the ground, and then you stretch the arms behind you. Bring the arms up, weight into the scapula, the shoulder blades. Lift your head, neck, exhale to pull yourself up. Try to lift through the head, suck your waist back, and then dive over as if you're going over a beach ball here, and take on the shape of that ball with your spine. Then we're going to stack the spine bottom to top as if that ball rolls off the front of your body. So tall, we should be a little arch in your back, bend your knees if you need to, and then look down top and we articulate down again. Try to push the legs away. Measure there's stretching to the wall in front of you. Reach for the wall from the center of your legs. Come all the way down. Yawn your body open to the sky. And then we lift again. So with your inhale, exhale to pick up the heaviest part of your body here. The load away from center really makes that an effort. You should feel the effort and use your breath to help you get through it. Diving over, feel that stretch in the back of your body, the whole back line. And then we can come up again. As you lift your head, your chest, the shoulder blades drop as the collarbones widen. And let's do this once more. So the tuck of the tail up through your legs, using the low abdominals here, from like navel to pubic bone. And then curve your back down. Gives you almost a little massage here across the lower back. The body yawns open, and then we lift one last time. Exhale, the arms as high as you can manage, and still have perfect control, as perfect as you can, right? Dive over here, and then we slide the hands along the mat as we start. Reach for your TheraBand. Somebody else for your hips, single leg circles. Take the band on the right foot, across the ball of the foot, and you can wrap the band around your hands, and then roll back. You can fold the knee in, and then lift the leg up to the ceiling. Adjust your straps if you need to, and slide your elbows forward. You feel the neck is long, and relax as you look up at the ceiling. So point the foot, self-point, and we start. Inhale, the leg goes across the body, the right hip is heavy. You bring that leg forward and down. Exhale, rotate to bring it out to the side and bring it up to the ceiling. In neutral, toe points over your head. Reach again. Short inhale to start the movement across, and it's a long exhale to carry the leg around through that circle and up to the ceiling to complete. Inhale as deeply as you can with a short breath, and then a long, slow exhale. You feel the abdominal wall contraction as you approach the ceiling. And again, the hips are heavy on the ground. We're trying to use the movement and weight of the leg to really challenge your ability to keep the pelvis level on the floor. Reach out again and go a little bit further each time so you can really stretch the center of the foot, not necessarily the toes. And here we pause to reverse. Exhale, rotate, the right leg moves to the right, the left side presses into the ground, it grounds you there. You drag the leg across and you complete at the top. Start with a deep, short inhale and then continue all the way around, pivoting here from your elbows. Thinking maybe that the forearm is moving in the same line as your leg, in the same line as an extension of the strap. We'll do 2 more now. Left side gets heavy, then you reach away with the right leg, go low, foot over, lift it as high as you can, as far back as you can, and do one last one here. It's an active work here to keep the torso grounded and steady. And here we'll see that as well. So we're going to take the right hand holding both ends of the band, elbows grounded, left hand on the left hip bone. Now think of literally like rotating to your left slightly, so you're dropping the left ribs and the left hip, and then pull the right leg out to the side. And then you rock the leg just a little bit here towards your right shoulder and away. So trying to keep that rotation going, left side into the floor. So we're not just pressing the body, locking it in place, and then forgetting about it while we focus on this leg out to the side. We're literally working against that continuous weight of the right leg. So pull the leg up to the ceiling, switch hands here, left hand holds the strap, right arm can extend. You cross the leg over, you reach for the wall, your choice hip up or down. And as you lengthen out through the leg, if you need to bend the knee, if your hamstrings are tight, that would probably be helpful. but be sure you're not losing the stretch you want to feel in the hamstring. Rotate the leg internally, press the right shoulder blade into the floor, and feel that diagonal, working the twist, the rotation of your spine. Exhale to unwind, left shoulder to waist to right glute, to lift the leg up, and then reach up high towards the foot. Try to pull that leg back. Give yourself a stretch. And then we fold the knee into the body, hug it in. The strap is off, and you slide the right leg forward. Shake out both legs. Perfect. Now we'll bring the left knee in. Give it a little hug first. Reach out through the sits bone there. And then we'll place the band around the foot. Setting the foot on the band as much as you need to. Right leg extends, you pull that left leg up, pull it back. Look for a little bit of a hamstring stretch and picture the weight of the whole leg dropping into the hip socket, pressing the pelvic half into the ground. Elbows go forward just a little bit to release tension out of the neck. Soft point to circle. Inhale across the body, feel the stretch in the lateral hip. Exhale, go low, out to the side. The right side is grounding itself into the floor. Complete at the top. So it's a short inhale to begin the circle and a long exhale. Exhaling, 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 exhaling to the top. And do that again. Join the beautiful circle or oval, as the case may be, in the air. If you had a hip replacement, it would probably be more of a D shape because you wouldn't cross the leg over the other one. And we breathe through this. And keep reaching and stretching, not through the toes. Think going through a point like at the balls of the feet, right at the third metatarsal by the base of the third toe. All right, and at the top we reverse. Out to the side, right hip is pressing down, circle around. And the press has to start, you have to anticipate, right? If you wait till the hip starts to lift, you're really almost too late to accomplish that level pelvis. So press down on the right side, pull the leg out to the left, and continue to circle, reach out long. The strap's going to support you, but also challenge you to go further and further away from your center, away from your core. And then we come here to the top, and the left hand's holding the strap. Right hand on the hip, press the right hip down, try to rotate the torso to the right. Bring the leg out, and then rock the leg a little bit here. Gentle pulse, nothing crazy. And then exhale, lift the leg up, switch hands at the top. Cross the leg over, extending the left arm out and looking over the fingertips. You pull the left leg back towards the right shoulder, bend the knee as you wish, rotate the leg internally, and you just feel the spots that need to be stretched and stretch them here. You can make minor adjustments throughout the exercises to do what's best for your body. And you should. So let's pull down through the waist, through the hip, lift the leg high. Give it another little stretch here. And then fold the knee into your chest, embrace it in. Nice and tight here. And then we slide that leg forward. Shake both legs out. Your hips should feel completely different than the way they walked in here, right? So here, let's pull your left knee into your chest, lift the right leg up to the ceiling, and go forward and up, rolling like a ball. All right, so you pull the heels in tighter towards your tailbone. Hands go to your shins, ease your hands to the thighs. And then we curl the tail up, really round the back. Pick up your feet and hold your balance point here on the sacrum. When it inhale, maybe first just to expand the back. And exhale to pull the belly deeper in towards that back line. And now we roll. Inhale, lift the tail, roll to your shoulder blades. Exhale, come back up, pull the feet together, and we do it again. So always look down your nose into the abdominal wall. And try to use your body equally right and left so that you will have a straight line back and also a straight line forward. Gaze stays down into your abs so you don't flatten your back into a plank. We're going to stay in that ball shape. One more time like this. And now we are going to use the ball for the ab sits. So set yourself a little bit more on the mat. Get the ball if you have one. Good. Yep, I think we're good. Okay, so we're going to hold the ball here, like right between the heel of the hand and the palm. So it's like a straight line from elbow to elbow. And then roll back to your upper curl. The knees will fold in. And then we'll stretch the left leg forward. And then we switch the legs. So one leg goes forward, one leg goes back. And you hold that upper curl, you look under the ball towards the navel. Stretch one leg away from you. Pull it back in as the other one lengthens. They pass in mid-step, mid-stride. Try to tuck your chin into your chest like you're holding an Easter egg there. Preferably a chocolate one. Well, it's by personal preference. You choose what you want. We'll pull both knees in and then rest the head down. Stretch the legs forward and the arms back. Just open up the abs. Lifting the arms, holding the ball. We're going to roll up, head back, chest. Squeeze the ball and pull forward. Maybe let it slide down your legs here. Just give a nice little massage here to the shins. And then we stack the spine up. Okay, we're rolling back now for the double leg stretch. So again, hold the ball here between the hands. And we tuck and roll back. Come back to your upper curl. The knees can fold in and you're resting the ball on the shins. Try to go closer to the ankles by lifting your chest. Now, legs zip together like a unit leg. Inhale, arms and legs lift to the ceiling. Exhale, fold the knees and bring the ball back onto your shins. So you reach up and you pull back. If the arms go too far back, you're going to flatten your spine. Take the arms far enough back to challenge your ability to hold the upper curl, but not flatten out your back. Reach again. Again, the legs only go as far forward as you don't change your spinal position. And come back and rest. Take the ball in one hand, bring the arms out to the side, and just rock the knees from one side to the other. Turn your head away. We're coming back to center. And again, let's do a roll up, holding the ball. Lifting the head, neck, and chest. Exhale, push the ball. You can slide it down your legs if you want. Rolling it here and then rolling it back up. Scissors is next. We'll be holding the ball up in the air to kick one leg at a time to it. So start with your roll down, curl the tail up, look down into your abs, push the legs away, come down like to the tip of your blades, pull the knees in, and then both legs go up to the ceiling. We lower the left leg forward. Tap the right leg to the ball, 1, 2. Switch your legs, left taps, 1, 2. Try to look down your abs. I know it's really tempting to look at the ball. I just did 2. But you want to come out of that position and try to come up into a better upper curl. Just one more set. Both legs up, bend your knees. Let's take the ball underneath your neck. Launch your head on it, and then just turn your head here from one side to the other. The next 2 in the ab series are still, of course, work, but at least you'll get to support your head with your hands. This is what I tell myself too, right? These exercises do get progressively more difficult as you get progressively stronger. All right, so we're taking the ball out and we'll forward again. Come on up to sitting. All right, so double leg lower lift. We're taking the ball between the arches of your feet. And then again, do your roll back. Put the legs out and away. Curl the tail up. You can fold the knees in. Support your head with your hands. Think, really add to your upper curl with the work through your arms. Extend legs up to the sky. Plug the ball from your inner thighs and you draw the ball in an arc across the ceiling. Exhale, pull the belly deep. The abdominal wall is helping to keep the pelvis flat on the mat. While your deep psoas muscles extend the legs away and then pull them back up to vertical. Again, you can always bend your knees as the legs approach a more vertical position. Lay it out if you need to for the hamstrings. Can you pull up a little bit higher into that curve? Will you try to pull the chest wall towards the thighs as the legs lift? And then think of the chest wall following the leg up and then forward as the legs go away. We're going to do one last one. With the stiffening into the abdominal wall, and then fold the knees in, grab hold of the ball. Just rest it on your abs. Maybe roll it up and down, give those abs a little massage. I don't know why, I've never done that at this point, but it feels like it might be good. All right, now here we're going into your twist, elbow to knee variation. Again, holding the ball between the heel of your hands. Let's pull both knees into your chest. Coming up to your upper pull with a twist, the ball goes down like the right hip, and the left leg reaches out long. We're going to switch the ball to the other side as you switch your legs. Coming forward, up and around off the tip of the scapula if you can. Gaze is on the ball. When it's low, the gaze goes across the upper thighs as the ball lifts. Because we don't want to be lifting the gaze up high to drop the head back. Work for that big diagonal twist. Find your obliques. I'm pretty sure they were working this whole time, but now you really feel them here. One last set. To end to the left, and pull back to center, and lay it down. Now we really need to stretch. Stretch the legs forward, stretch the arms back, hold the ball or not, and just breathe. All right, ball on the side, pull your right knee in, left leg lifts, roll up to sitting. All right, so we're picking and choosing different exercises between this part of the sequence, but I do think we still need a little bit of a spine stretch. So we'll take the legs apart, wider than the mat, lift up, try to sit on your sits bones. If you need a little bit of an assist, you can sit on the yoga block. But we'll take the ball in front of us and overlap the fingertips and hands on top of the ball. It's a little easier with a larger ball, but we can even do this with a smaller one. So as you lightly push down with your hands, you pull up with your spine, reach your head up through the halo to the sky. Look down your nose, tipping your chin to your chest. Hold the shoulders where they are and bring the back of the head forward and down to stretch your neck. See how far you can go just with that, without moving the shoulders from that neutral position with a vertical spine. And then press to the ball and pull the neck back, and then articulate the vertebra. All 7 of the cervical vertebra stack one after the next. Let's do it again. So look down your nose, you're tipping the skull on the top vertebra, your atlas, and then you bring the head out, over, and down. See how far you can move your neck without moving the upper back. Hang the head low, and then pull back through those low vertebrae, and then as if you're lifting your back, the back of your neck and stacking it into a wall. Now let's start with that same movement. We're going to roll forward. So look down, the back of the head moves out, over, and down. The neck vertebra move first, and then you're moving into the upper back. The arms are going to slide forward because of the movement of your spine, and let the ball roll up over that narrow V of your forearms. Keep going, going, going. Try to bury your head down between your arms and feel that stretch in your back. Press down with the lower arms into the ball. Keep pressing into the ball. As the ball rolls towards you, you're stacking your spine. So using the ball is really helpful because it does help your vertebra realize what it's like to sequence in articulation. Can you feel that? I'm going to do that again. So lightly press down, reach up through your halo, you're lifted off your sits bones, look down, really focus on moving the head and the neck first. And then as you move the shoulders, the arms are going to move because the shoulders are moving forward. And let the ball roll up towards your elbows. Suck your waist back, reach forward through your heels. Sink the head low. Go to a place where you feel a stretch that feels good for you. And then press down into the ball with your arms and gradually lift the spine bottom to top. It's going to stay down till the shoulders are in place, and you pick up the neck and bring the gaze across the room, self-focus. Switch your hands, So whichever was on top is now on the bottom. Lightly press down, and we do this again. Look down. It leads the way for the spine. Out over in an arc. Run forward here. Curve your spine, stretch it out. Press your legs, press your sits bones, press into the ball. And then let the spine curve back up, stacking it here, inch by inch. Each vertebra flows after the one beneath it. We look at the horizon, and we go again. And then press into the ball as you reverse the movement. Moving the vertebra from the bottom to the top. Good. Ball to the side. And here, let's just bring the edges of your feet together. And then pull the heels in a little bit towards your tail. Lengthen your spine, try to come into a plank, and then hinge forward as much as you can. This is another place, like I'm tight here as well, so it's helpful for me if I elevate my hips, but of course I didn't think to bring a block. So, but sitting on a block will help you with this as well. Okay, now from here, we're going into swan on the roller. So we'll take the roller across your mat. Time to stretch out those abs. All right, so you extend the arms forward, roll halfway down the forearm between your elbow and your wrist. Your head is suspended here between your arms, tighter shoulders, arms will go a little wide. And we're going to pull the head forward first, start to widen the collarbone so the blades start to slide down your back and together. Your gaze moves across the floor and up the wall in front of you. We're going to feel a stretch in the abdominal line. And lift your eyes up towards the ceiling, even if you're just really looking up at your own hairline, right? And then we're going to slowly come out of it, zip your belly into the ground from the bottom to the top. And the arms reach forward. You lower your gaze to the floor slightly in front of your nose. And again, widen the collarbones, use your lats to pull the shoulder blades down. Your gaze is propelled forward and then up, goes across the floor and then up the wall. Look towards the sky. See if you can lift the eyes to lift your chest a little bit higher up. The blades knit together. See if you can feel also the support of your back muscles pulling to hold your body up. And then let's slowly release down. One more like this. The legs stretch back, the head and chest move forward. Try to widen your chest. You're going to widen across the front ribs and narrow across the back as you come up into extension. And then slowly release it down. From here, roll it to the side and sit back in your child's pose. Curl your tail under, stretch your low back. And then stack your spine coming up. Okay, so I want to work into a little bit of planks here. So depending on your wrist, right, if your wrists feel fine, you can have your hands flat on the mat. If wrists are an issue for you or it's part of your hand that doesn't like this, you can do some of these planks on your forearms, right? Another thing that can help the wrist is you can roll up your mat and should be kind of tight there actually. And then you would have the heel of your hand on the rolled up part and your fingers lower. That takes some of the flexion out of your wrist. So it's good if you're not used to doing a lot of like 90-degree angle here, weight bearing onto the hand and the wrist. Anyway, so let's come up to standing. Is everyone going to stand on their arms?
I think so. I'm just going to see.
Yeah, if it turns out that you're not, you would start kneeling probably and go onto your elbows first. But let's start with the roll down. So at the edge of your mat, we'll bring the arms up and let's go into turn out here. Heels together, chest apart. Lift the arms up to the ceiling. Turn the palms back to a little upper back extension like you're going into your sun salutations in yoga. And then the palms are forward. We're diving forward and over, arms by your ears. It's a little more challenging. You can lower the arms down wherever you want to. Bring your hands to the ground and bend your knees if you need to. And then walk forward out onto your hands until you come into a plank. The heels are still together. You want to pull your shoulders over the wrists, pull back with your tail, pull back with your heels, pull forward with the collarbones and forward with the head. Just hold this plank. In Pilates, we think about having the legs tight together. The more you push into the floor, the more you get a feeling of lift through the serratus, that's the muscles that tug right around the top of your ribs. And that helps you hold the rib cage up. What we don't want to do is kind of collapse in, where the scapula just like come up and are not really supported on the curve of your rib cage. Stay here, one more breath. Then pike up, push the floor away, lift your tail, walk your hands back in towards your feet. Get the heels down as soon as you can. Dangle your head down, stretch out your spine. These can be bent as necessary. Then I would definitely bend your knees here a little bit, spread your feet. Let the arms just relax and push through your feet as you sink your tail, stack your spine bottom to top. Good, you got your hands and wrists once you arrive. All right, we'll do that one more time. So arms lift up, upper back extension, look forward, look down, take a dive with your head, the arms move with your head towards the ground. Press your hands into the mat, bend your knees as you need to, start walking your hands out. You lower your hips and pull. Think of your central axis reaching from your halo, through your head, through the center of your neck, through the center of your body, back through the tail, out through your heels. Hold it here. Legs pressed together. Of course, you can go to your knees if you need a little less length in the plank. Breathing in, let the belly expand. Exhale, pull the navel up and in towards your spine. And we lift tail up. Push the floor away with the heel of your hands. Walk back. Hands towards your feet. Hang low, stretch out the back line. Bend your knees, spread your feet, push into the floor. Legs zip together, the tail sinks to the ground like a kangaroo's tail, and you stack your spine to the right. Do great. All right, so you got your hands again. And from here, we're just going to start to practice some of the side plank and side bend. So we've done the versions that are a little easier, right, with the knees together, going over onto your elbow like that, and that's lovely. If you prefer to do that, you absolutely can. But we're going to think about starting to work our practice into a side plank here. Now, this is one where it's also possible you can go onto your elbow and be supported here. You can also here do a lift by taking, well, I think it's take the bottom leg out and the top leg in front. And then you can push up to feel that support onto the one arm. And you also have support through your leg. That's one way to start to work into some strength into your sideline. This is really working a lot of your tricep into your lat. And then you can come on down. This is also possible to do from a forearm, where you can push your fist of the free hand in front of your chest down to lift your hip, like so. And then later we do it with the two legs extended. So you can choose whatever sort of feels like it might be right for you. And let's play with it here. Pick a side, any side. And here we go. So I'm going to start with this one. Since I'm here, I'm going to push down into my forearm. And I want to bring my shoulder right over the elbow when I lift. So I have the most support as we go up. Thinking today about support for bridges, right? For Baltimore, coming up. Now you want to think about the bottom leg lifting to help support the hip, right? So it doesn't just hang here. It's not that only the arm supports you, you get support from your whole structure. So you feel that lift, and then you can go down, and we'll go to the other side. It's good to alternate the sides so you develop equally on both the right and the left. It also gives you a chance to have a little recovery before you do the second side. Yeah. So we're going to press through the arms, the foot, the edge of the standing, the long legs, foot here, and try to lift the hip up. Think of your head being in line with your spine. So we're not doing a side bend, we're trying to do a lifted plank. And then come on down. We're doing this today partially because I saw a video this morning where it was talking about, as people age, or, if anyone can be injured, unexpectedly, unfortunately, sometimes we fall and get hurt, right? And it's not our fault. You can be an athlete and still be injured, right? But to get off the ground, one of the first things you need are your arms, right? And to have some strength in that, so that from lying on the ground, you have to be able to push yourself up more to a seated position, typically, or like into like a down dog position, which is more advanced, yeah. But anyway, so we're going to practice these. I'm thinking about, like, for functional movement, we need this. And unfortunately in Pilates, until you get into the intermediate and more advanced work, there's not a lot of this kind of work into strengthening the arms. Yoga hits you right away with that. Pilates, it's like they function more on hips, core. There's some work in the arms, but not as much as maybe we should have, particularly for women. Maybe Pilates was a guy and assumed that all men had a lot of upper body strength. I don't know. So anyway, now I'm going to do one with my legs stacked mainly, the front foot's together here. The front foot's a little in front of the bottom one. And then we're going to shift your weight over the shoulder, over the wrist, come to your plank, let the bottom leg support you. You could also have the hand down, but that would tend to give you a little bit more rotation in your body. And then if you want, it's helpful to lift the arm and look up at the hand, try to reach for the ceiling as you're pushing the ground away. These are great. You could also be on your forearm for this. And then we bend the knees and go down. Beautiful job, other side. So of course you're going to spread the fingers open, spread the palm into the floor, have the hand just a little in front of the shoulder because the knees are bent when we're down here. And then get ready. We're going to shift the weight forward so the shoulder comes over the wrist. Push through your legs. And lift your top arm if you want to. You can always go, if you realize that maybe this isn't the right thing, you can always have one go down, go onto your forearm. Just choose something that's going to make you work through this connection, tricep to lat, and get some work here to challenge your body into a side plank position. One more breath. Lower with control, bend the knees, come down softly. There we go. It's that eccentric work here that's also even harder than just going up and holding the position. You guys did great. Thanks for playing with me today, and I hope that was helpful and you got the workout you wanted. And the stretches you wanted as well. All right, everyone have a great day and a good weekend if you're celebrating this weekend.